Right, dude. Do you ever have any care for me to be innocent?
Yes, I do. That's what I'm
I don't
saying. If
believe
you
you.
got, oh my God, Jack, I love you like a brother.
Why
Wait,
can't
we-
you
we-
accept my words?
time out. Chemo in the interview said exactly his version. Okay, I'm not saying your version, Jack, but what you said is not what Chemo said in the interview. Chemo said in the interview
He
that
lied.
you contacted his child
Not
and were kind.
accurate.
No, just listen me out, Jack.
Wait a minute.
We can
Yeah,
pull the
I didn't
footage up.
watch the interview.
That's
So
what I'm saying. You're not listening to what Chemo said, Chuck. You should watch the whole interview, Chuck.
okay, well,
Chemo-
tell me what he said.
Snafu, you're not
Chemo
listening to what I said.
If I could finish it, I'll tell you what Chemo.
You're not listening to what I said, Snafu. This is just it. You're so interested in what he said. He
Jack,
is wrong.
I know from experience, there's your side, and when I say your,
Chuck,
I just talk in theory.
care. Right. And Chuck, I was thinking about you earlier. I cut you off because you've said this so many damn times. You just keep repeating yourself. You're just like Snafu in my life, to be honest. Both of you have been, man. So, Chuck, here's what I realized about you. You and Margot and Chemo and many others. You know, we went through our own similar battles. Okay, we had our own similar life experiences. Stop trying to believe I am you, Chuck. I'm not saying I'm better than you or worse than you, but you've been treating me like I'm worse than you, and I do not appreciate it. I am not you, Chuck.
Okay, all I'm trying to say is
I don't. Why are you trying to say it? For me or for you? This is what I mean.
For you to understand where I'm coming from.
Why do you think I need to understand you when I know that you
to help me understand you better?
It's up to you to care. You either care to know that I'm a good man, that I'm not lying, or you care to carry around your continued doubts. I don't really care, but right now, Chuck, you and Snafu, in my life experience, you are so close to the same character. I hope you see that, Chuck.
You wanted me to listen to your side. I was going to say what you said was completely opposite of Chemo's version. That's all I'm saying. The interview's out there.
What do you want to believe? Do you want me to answer?
That's why I was trying to go over Chemo's version with you, and then I went
rather than that.
Then I wanted to go. Then I wanted to ask you.
Snafu, the truth is somewhere in the middle.
I know. I know what you were going to say. It's not his truth. It's not Chemo's truth. There's the truth, right?
So
in the middle, yeah.
But there's also optics, Chuck, of ignorance, just like Paul. Paul showed optics of ignorance.
Leave Paul. Snafu, leave Paul
I ain't
out
leaving
of
any
this.
of these fuck cards out of it. Paul's just as guilty as Jack. I have realized Paul and Jack are more alike than anything else.
You're talking to Jack right now. Leave Paul out of it.
Okay, so we were. I wanted to ask Jack. I wanted to say, well, this is Chemo's version, or we could watch it, and then I wanted to ask Jack what is wrong about that state, because Jack, you missed out the reason why you drove out there.
If you shut up, I can answer. Look, Chemo's memory is not accurate. His timelines were off. The relationships that he believes happened were not real. I did not date the lady like he said.
Jack, we're talking about why he drove to your house and I, it's funny. Goblin and all these people say, "Oh, he just
What
ratted
do you
himself
want
out."
me? What do you want me to answer, Snafu? Tell you what, take a moment. What
Snafu, just be calm.
question? Please, yes. That's all I ask.
Normal tone without
I asked.
elevating
My
it to.
question is, why do you think he drove up there and did what
I
you claim he did?
answered this. I answered this already. Do you
Right.
remember what I
So my,
said?
my, my question was, I was going to remind you what his version was, and then
I don't
see what
need
the
that.
differences were.
What is the difference?
Yeah. What are the? It's obviously the stories are different. Yours and
Right.
his story completely.
Right. So
So
he
So
not
are you
here.
saying that you didn't try to mentor his son?
Holy fuck.
No,
Why
you
did it?
never tried to mentor his son?
His son,
And you, one last question, and then I yield. And you also, when he said, "Please don't try and mentor my son," when you told him basically you knew better than him, like you told a father, like basically no, like are you saying he lied about that?
is this, I guess I'm still all alone facing the interrogations and accusations. So let me do my best. Much of what he said was wrong, Snafu. Now, did I offer, well, here, with chemo, we would sit around the campfire together, me and him and his boys, and I think some of their friends. We used to hang out when I drive up to see him, remember? Because I was actually a good friend, and I'm actually still a loyal friend, despite what chemo has chosen to say and to do to me. So chemo and I, there was no problem. I got along with his wife as far as I knew. And as a matter of fact, one of the times I drove up was so that I could be introduced to her sister, if I remember right. So it's not like I was invading their space and trying to force some religious stuff on them. No, Christian chemo says him and his family are Christians. I was bringing in inspiration and faith, ideas of world peace. I sought chemo's assistance, right? In line with the Bible. When you have a disagreement before you go to the altar, you seek someone to witness and someone to help resolve the disagreements. Well, there's two of my best friends I've talked about, Sean and Marty. They live like within a couple of miles from me. Chemo knows them. I asked chemo to help me talk to them. Chemo did nothing. Chemo's
Jack,
a
you're avoiding the
confused
question.
man.
Did chemo tell you to not mentor his son like you were doing?
Hey,
and you told him
whoa. Yes,
no?
let me address
That's the
that.
question.
Let me address that. No, he did not have that conversation with me. And as a
Because
matter of
that's what
fact,
the biggest claim for chemo for showing up at your
right,
house publicly.
he's lying
He
to
basically said,
himself.
Jack, you were getting all
Snafu, what will convince you? What will allow you to accept my testimony? To allow
well. See,
you
here's the
to
deal. You say
doubt?
accept. You say accept. What's to say? Chemo's not saying the same thing as you. What? But see, chemo's not saying that to me. He's not saying that to the people.
Hello,
He's not saying
hey
accept
numbnuts,
my testimony.
hey numbnuts.
Calm,
He just gave testimony.
calm. Bring it down, Snafu. Calm.
I'm just pointing out facts,
All
Chuck.
right, let Jack speak.
I'm about done.
I know you are. You're
That's
gonna
the
back
best
away,
Chuck
just like
can
Paul. Hey, just like
offer.
Paul is done. Just
If that's the best that can be offered. Does anyone want to try and help me communicate with Snafu? Does anyone give a shit
Well,
that
I
I am
was
an
trying,
innocent
Jack. I was
man?
trying.
Does anyone give a shit that I am an innocent man being accused of some horribly awful things? And Chuck, I know you're a man who can stay out of the argument energy as well. And I don't mean, there's definitely differences, okay? Let me not be taken wrong. There's definitely differences between Chuck and Snafu and Brown's Boy. But where I see the similarity, honestly, is, well, we're all sharing this experience together. Let's start there. And everyone has been bringing me doubts and disbelief. But if I'm right, what Jesus was saying is true.
Would you take
That's
a
all I'm trying
registered?
to say.
Hey, I got a question. Would you take a registered, paid for public lie detector test with a relevant company? If we got funds to do it, would you take a lie detector test?
Why do you think that's necessary?
I'm just asking if you would.
Well, I'm not going to do things just to entertain your stupid games.
Okay. Go ahead. I yield.
Well, Snafu, this is the thing. You're missing out on the real opportunities here. Despite your doubts of the past, right? Which is all you're using. You're using the doubts of the past.
Yeah. I'm more pissed at Paul than you right now because he's lying to the audience with
He's not
fake.
here.
These are all things that
We go after all you guys who are fuck with these people online. I just asked you, would you do a lie detector test paid, funded for by a legit company? We can give you multiple of them to choose from. Would you do it?
He's not here.
No, I'm asking you. You.
Brown's Boy, if you're still here, come up.
Snafu.
Brown's Boy's a piece of shit too. I'm glad you saw he's trying to manipulate you. I give you that.
He's not manipulating. He's trying to learn.
Who, Brown's Boy? No, Brown's Boy was trying to manipulate Jack.
What are you two doing?
I'm arguing with Snafu.
Please stop arguing with Snafu.
Okay.
Do you not feel Brown's Boy was trying to manipulate you there, Jack? I think you caught that by the nip.
Snafu, let's join back in the present. Okay? Calmness. Practicing calmness. Are you able to do that, please, Snafu? It's healthier for you and everyone else.
Is that a picture of you where it says choose love, brothers and sisters?
Yes, it is.
Don't tell me you put your face on Jesus.
Yep.
Blasphemy.
Why would you do that?
No,
you're not the one.
Right. Actually, here. Why aren't you trying to have Jesus shown from behind your face?
I stand by.
Why are you not trying to live with Christ as you?
But we are not Christ.
Chuck. Okay, there's your doubts and your disagreements.
No doubt.
Discussion?
Yes.
Oh, you're right. You're convinced that you're not like Christ, and you prove it often.
No. I'm saying I cannot take the place of Christ.
Don't take the place of Christ. Thank Christ that you get to live today and invite him
I
to live
do every day. I get up and I bend my knees.
Well, Chuck, then why are you so bitter towards me?
It's the stories you have told.
No, Chuck, it's the stories you've believed.
They're straight from your mouth, Jack.
We're here.
What am I supposed to believe?
Chuck,
okay.
We're here in the present now. So I know you want to be and show that you are un-Christ-like.
But, thank you.
Well, that's what you do, and that's what you just said.
About you?
If that's what I'm trying to get you to see, if you stop trying to prove me wrong,
I'm not trying to prove you wrong. I'm trying to find the truth.
What did you just do? You just interrupted me to do what you said you're not doing. Goblin, did you see that?
I did. This is double standards at its finest. I see it daily.
Oh, thanks, Goblin.
You're
Well,
welcome.
Chuck, please, what I'm trying to get you to do is look at your behavior. Okay? You want to insist that I'm wrong as you do what you say you're not doing. And it's like, Chuck, whoa, pause, dude. Your disagreements about me are not from me. Okay? It's not what I've said, it's what you think I've said, Chuck. That's where our disagreements are at.
I am not that dense, Jack. I
Okay?
cannot twist
Well,
everything you say out of
okay,
context.
well, here's the thing. You're wrong because you most certainly can take everything out of context because that's exactly how the human mind is designed.
No,
Okay?
I disagree.
Paradigms, there's these conceptual limits within our minds that you can call them paradigms. I thought about discussing this earlier anyway. I actually know far more than you think, Chuck, because you're continually trying to prove to me that what you think is real, but it's not. So there's limits in your mind, Chuck, that you receive all of the information of the day through those perceptions. I'm encouraging you and everyone in this world to start opening up the paradigms. Stop looking at the world in such small ways. Stop ignoring the good so you can be right about the bad. Because seriously, Chuck, the religions are wrong. Many of them are being taught wrong. They're being practiced wrong. How do I say that? Well, because there's wars going on today. If people lived like Christ, we wouldn't be spending hours online every day complaining and gossiping. Would we? I don't think we would, but yet I'm committed to living my life with Christ as Christ might be. I'm doing my absolute best to become perfect with my love so I don't react, so I always stay calm. But Chuck, your refusal to see, I mean, if you lowered your expectations of what you think I should be, well, you can see a man 7 days a week online talking about God, talking about love, talking about ending wars, bringing peace to the world. And you also know that I'm doing this 7 days a week despite the loss of my income, the support of my family, the care of my neighbors. I'm doing it without the economic resources. I'm doing it with my cat dying upstairs right now. You know, I mean, life is happening. And dude, when people start getting confronted about the lies they believe in, the world will become a safer place for everyone. I'd love some support to help confront some of the lies that I've been facing. No one has to. I'm not telling anyone what they have to do. I'm not asking for help. I'm not asking or suggesting anything. I'm trying to be more Christ-like in my life with simply invitations for others to have faith that I'm not an abusive man. You know, if you really want to stretch yourself, you might really accept the fact that I never was abusive to others. I was gentle even in the worst of my drinking. I got out of the violent stage early in life. So we have incredible opportunities. And you know what, brothers and sisters, not to keep going on, but actually, Chuck, do you have any questions or feelings about what you heard?
Other than your focus is that you alone contain the truth.
Not why did you hear that? That
Because
wasn't said by me.
because you said my entire vision was distorted. You
Chuck,
said,
Chuck, is that
hello.
all you heard? You only heard things to disagree with?
Oh my God, you just asked me.
Yeah. I asked if you had any questions or if you had any feelings about what you heard. You found disagreements. Do you see your patterns? And actually, the disagreement you found wasn't even true. I didn't make any claim that I have the absolute truth or I'm the only.
What you claimed that my vision was
Chuck,
distorted. My memory's distorted.
yes, Chuck, and there's a perfect example. You just offered a perfect example. You're not listening clearly.
God.
So, Snafu, you've been wanting more attention. What's
No, I'm just fun. Like, do you not listen to others?
I do? Why don't
Like
you
for
listen
not
to
even
me?
Chuck. Like this is actually becoming worse with you. I've noticed, which is kind of funny to watch.
All right, okay. Well, you know what? I've had enough entertaining you, and I think I've had enough entertaining Chuck too. Chuck, no offense. Those are your final words. Thank you for joining. Snafu, you as well. Goblin,
Hey, what's going on, brother?
hey, I'm feeling good and we can continue going. I've given up trying to communicate with Chuck again today. There's the future. Snafu, I've given up trying to communicate with you for today as well.
Jack, I'd like to be of service to others, man.